Hello, welcome, welcome. My name is Mary Ellen Wilson. I am with Visiting Angels. I am your business development manager, and I'm very excited that you all are tuning in today. So, as you all probably know, Visiting Angels provides home care services for our older adults right in their home or the facility of their choice. A year ago, when the pandemic hit, we were forced to kind of retreat into our offices and our homes, and we were not able to get out into the public and see some of our wonderful clients and our industry partners. So the coffee chats were born, and every other week we bring to you a virtual coffee chat with topics that are of interest to our older adult community. So this week, I'm very excited to have Val Walker with us from the Voice Your Choice organization. Val is the Advanced Care Planning Trainer, and she's going to tell you all about the organization and what an amazing service they provide. But first, a couple of housekeeping items. Having a hard time speaking today, Val. I looked at your pretty face and I was like, oh, look at that pretty smile. And it just, okay, few housekeeping items. Number one, yes, we will do Q&A. We're going to do it at the end of Val's presentation. So you can either put your questions in the chat box, you can put them in the Q&A, whatever you would like, but at the end, we will most definitely do Q&A because I know you're going to have a lot of questions. We do record the session, so for any of your friends who weren't able to make it, we will send all the registrants out a link to the recording so that you can view it again. Don't feel like you have to take crazy notes. We'll send the recording out to you so that you can, again, get the information. All right, I think those are our big things. And Val, welcome. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us about Voice Your Choice, and let's jump in.
Okay, well, I'm going to start and share my presentation and build my story off of the presentation, if that's okay. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for being here with us today. If you are in the state of Maryland, you should be experiencing a gorgeous day after about three phases of snowstorm. So thank you for being here with us today. We really appreciate it.
And Val, I'm going to ask if you could just turn your mic up a little bit.
Okay. I have it up at 100%.
Perfect. Hopefully that is good. If you could just someone type into the chat box, yes, Val sounds wonderful.
Can you hear me now? Okay.
Yep.
I can pull things, I can get a little closer if that will help.
Yes, they are saying, thank you, Stacy. Stacy is letting me know that, yes, you sound good. So let's jump in.
Okay. And do you see my PowerPoint presentation at this time?
We do. Yes, we do.
Okay. So again, welcome to the Introduction to Advanced Care Planning. My name is Val Walker. I am the Advanced Care Planning Trainer for the Jewish Social Service Agency. I got into advanced care planning when I actually lost my mom in hospice in 2011. We did not get the closure that we was expecting. My mom was making kind of some last minute decisions and we just wasn't prepared. Most people think they are prepared, but when it comes to those moments of medical emergency or being near death or in the hospital, a lot of times, a lot of family dynamics and questions starts and, they start coming out. And you have to deal with those conversations at that time. And so we really didn't have the closure. My mom passed away 5 days later after being in hospice. And I remember just sitting in her room that day saying, I really, really, really need to impact the community differently and try to empower families to be able to be in better positions when it comes to preparing for medical emergencies. Sarah is our lead project coordinator. Sarah is normally on the calls with me today, but she had another commitment. So she sends her apologies for not being able to be here today. We know you have questions during the end of the webinar. Mary has already told you about typing your questions into the chat box. I also provide a informational slide at the end of the webinar with my contact information. And again, this is being recorded so you have access to the information. So our agenda for today, I've done my introductions. I'm going to do a brief overview of the program. We'll talk about advanced care planning. We'll talk about a healthcare agent, how you should think about selecting a healthcare agent. And then I'll go to our online platform and show you how to set up an account and how to begin your online advanced care plan. And then we'll end up and get outside and do a walk or something. We'll do something energetic today.
It is a beautiful day here in Maryland.
Yes, it is.
What a beautiful day to talk about.
Yes, that's true.
Yep.
So a little bit about JESSA. JESSA has been around since 1894. We serve the Tri-City area, Maryland, Virginia, Northern Virginia, and the District of Columbia. Here are some of our services that we offer. So if you think that you are in need of any of these services, or if you're a caregiver and you know of someone who may be in need, please think about JESSA when it comes to having access to these types of services. The Nexus Montgomery program is our funder for the Voice Your Choice program, and our main goal is to increase the number of advanced care plans and to identify your healthcare agent or your healthcare proxy. So the Voice Your Choice program, really, we did just like Mary was saying, we had to pivot. We were doing face-to-face trainings last year up until May. We had to quickly pivot our practice and develop a program to present virtually. And so we look to promote awareness about advanced care planning. We seek to motivate anyone that's 18 years and older. We know that COVID-19 is impacting anyone from the womb to 200. And so talking about a conversation 18 years and younger is not, you know, that's not a too young of an age to talk about advanced care planning. We encourage people to think about who they would choose if they become unable to speak for themselves. And we provide a free online planning tool that will make your advanced care plan very mobile and easily accessible to your doctor and also to your family member because it is online. We also will show you how to upload a third-party advanced care plan if you have a living will or you have a 5 wishes. Also, the program, again, is a program of Nexus Montgomery led by the Jewish Social Service Agency. Our disclaimer, a lot of times when we talk about advanced care planning and advanced directives, individuals start asking us about medical questions or legal questions. I am the advanced care planning trainer only. I'm not an attorney, not a physician. And so we don't offer medical or legal advice. And if you start heading down that road, we're going to divert you to go to your attorney or either talk to your primary care provider. We are not responsible for any medical technical malfunctions on the website, and we can't influence your provider to actually look at your advanced care plan. We are going to skip the opening web survey today, and I will send that out to Mary at a later time. So why are we here? Finally, we are here to talk about advanced care planning. Advanced care planning is the process. It's not an advanced directive. Advanced care planning is talking. It's having a continual conversation about the care that you will want to receive if you become unable to speak for yourself. Those choices and those decisions are based on you. It's about you. When people say, oh, you are too sensitive, this is the time you put your foot down and say, this is about me. These are my choices. They're about my values. They're about my religion. They're about my culture. They're about my tradition. They're about my preferences, as well as having that conversation with your family members. And so advanced care planning, it's the process. It's the process of having a continuous conversation so that you are not caught like many people who were caught with COVID-19. The family member, we know the story, was in the hospital. The family or the caregivers was on the at home reaching out to the front line providers and out of the kindness of their heart, hoping that they would communicate with the family member who was in an isolated room and most of the time medically induced and unable to speak for themselves. And so you want to be in a situation to empower yourself if you ever become unable to speak for yourself. Forget about COVID-19. You can be in a restaurant eating, choking. Yesterday, I was leaving the bank and was get ready to obey the traffic sign, which I had a green light, stopped just in time of a individual who was running the red light. And if I would have proceeded with the green light, that person would have hit me on my driver's side. And at the rate that he was going, I probably would have been rendered unable to speak for myself. Having an advanced care plan is crucial to be able to empower yourself. It empowers your family members. It empowers the doctor to be able to honor you in the best situation that they would be able to honor you if you leave them with a guide saying, this is what I want, this is what I don't want. You know, I don't want to be placed on a ventilator. I don't want extenuating circumstances. You know, if my quality of life is not going to improve, if I'm not going to return back to having a relationship that I would have with my family members, if it's going to only extend my life for another 24 hours, then just let me pass away naturally and at peace without all these tubes and everything that providers want to do.
And well, and I think what's important to note, just like you said, not only is it empowering, but it also gives you the final choice. Yeah. You get to choose how you are treated, because maybe some people want every effort taken possible. Right. You know, don't let me go. Put everything in. Do whatever you can. Yeah. So I think just and it also takes the onus off your loved ones, right?
Yeah. And it's your choice, you know. Yeah. If you don't do anything, we looked at the default, and the default with COVID-19 was the ventilator. That was default in the beginning. And so you don't want to put your doctors in default, and your doctors they really don't want to be put in default. But if they have no option or no plan to guide your care, then they're going to go with the default care. And why would you do anything in default when you have the power to make your own choices ahead of time? Mm-hmm. So again, it's a continuous process. Why is advanced care planning important? We just talked about it. It empowers you. It takes the guesswork out of your family members, and it provides your providers with a plan to honor you and your loved ones to honor you. So that's why advanced care planning is important. You know, I think a lot of people shy away from it because they think it's related to end of life. It may be, but it may not be, because we see how people, again, with COVID recovered. You know, many were discharged. And so advanced care planning, you know, it's not necessarily related to end of life care, you know. So what is a healthcare agent? A healthcare agent is someone who knows your healthcare wishes and someone that can share them with your provider if you're unable to speak for yourself. My healthcare agent is my son, and when I talk about the continuous conversation and process of advanced care planning, When I lost my mom in 2011, I started talking to a 22-year-old child about what I want to happen to me. And at the time, he would tip out of the room in the middle of my conversation. And eventually, I continued to have the conversation. And last year, a year before last, he actually walked in my home and sat at my dining room table. And he said, Mom, this is what I would want to happen to me.
Mm.
Something renders me unable to speak for myself. So I'm really in the mindset of telling him what I want, never thinking that he would tell me what he wanted. And
Right.
at the age of 29, I know exactly what my son wants, and he knows exactly what I want. And so sometimes approaching people about what you want instead of asking them, we need to do an advanced care plan. I need to know what you want. You're forcing that on a person. So start by telling people what you want, and then tell them that you would like to have them as your healthcare agent. And so don't force it. You don't want to force it on anyone, but you need to know that that person is able to advocate for you, that they can stand up in front of physicians and say, why are we having this? Why are we going away from the plan? What are the side effects? How can we make her more comfortable? Is this going to improve the quality of life? So you need someone that's going to be able to engage the doctors about the choices that you want. And you also want someone who can kind of handle the family members, because you have family members that say, well, give her the feeding tube. And you have someone that says, well, no, she says she don't want the feeding tube. So you have to deal with all of those dynamics. But the sooner you have your conversation laid forward for you, your doctors, and your family members, that takes down some of the stress that goes on. So you definitely want to have a healthcare agent that you can trust, and they have a strong constitution to be able to advocate for you. So some questions that you can start with are you willing to talk to my doctors to understand the medical care? And are you willing to make those decisions on my behalf? So those are just some starter questions. And
Val, may I ask you,
sure,
does it have to be a family member?
it does not have to be a family member. In the state of Maryland, it just needs to be someone that's 18 years and older, and they cannot be your medical doctor, but they could be your
Ah,
worker, they can be your priest, your chaplain, your clergy, they can be your best girlfriend, your grandmother, your spouse. Like I said, your co-worker. It does. A lot of people think it needs to default to the spouse. That's not
right.
necessarily true. It can
Okay.
be your sister. I have my son, and I also have my girlfriend as my healthcare agent. We suggest that you have a secondary healthcare agent just in case the first healthcare agent is not available. A lot of times people say, Val, I have more than one child. What do I do? Well, if
Mm.
you have two children and you want to give them equal say, you can also put that into the advanced care plan, that you want both of your children to have equal powers when it comes to making decisions on your behalf. Also, you don't want to have a lot of people on your advanced care plan, because then that makes, the larger the group, the more opinions you will have.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Also, a healthcare agent does not have anything to do with your estate, your stuff that's in your house. They can't go into your bank account, withdraw money, put your house up for sale, go to your 401k and start, manipulating your 401k. They can only make decisions on behalf when it comes to your health care decisions. And like I gave you the example earlier with people who went into the hospital with COVID 19, during the time that they were medically induced, if they had a healthcare agent, the healthcare agent acted on their behalf because they was unable to speak for themselves. But once they recovered, got discharged, able to make their own choices independently, then that power is now null and void. The healthcare agent is still on the advanced care plan, But now that patient is able to speak on their own behalf. And so the power of the healthcare agent is not null and void, it's just in a relaxed at that time because that person is able to speak for themselves.
Excellent. Okay.
So our online advanced care plan, you want to start with the voiceyourchoice.org website. You will see our logo here, and you would click on this green button that says complete your advanced care plan. You will then go to this secondary page. And if you haven't started a advanced care plan through Voice Your Choice, you will start as a new user. You begin to set up your account with your first, your last name. You want to come up with a nifty username and use your personal email address along with your mobile number and your date of birth, and you would see a submit button. Once you hit submit, it's going to send a confirmation to your email. So you want to make sure you check your inbox of the email that you just put in on a previous slide. If this is your first time, make sure you check your junk or your spam folder. And this call of action is for you to click on this blue continue button to start to create your password. And once you create your password and click submit, you're now confirmed. At this point, anything that you enter into your advanced care plan, your doctor will have access to it 24 hours after you go through this email confirmation process. And I'm going to show you what the doctor will see. So let's start with the online website. This is the online website. This is our capture page. We always want to know, how did you hear about us? Here is my green button. This is my training account. So you will see information already built into my account. Here I am. Here's the new user. If I was just setting up, I am a returning user. Here is my nifty username and password. I am clicking sign in. It's going to land me, and it will always land you on the default page, which is the My Dashboard default page. I'm going to immediately take you into the My Decisions tab because we want you to get that healthcare agent in just in case you become unable to speak for yourself. So you can see this green arrow, this green line under my dashboard. I'm going to take you to My Decisions, and I'm going to click on My Healthcare Agent. This is already my test data here. If I wanted to add a healthcare agent here, this is where I would add the healthcare agent. Drop down here is my aunt, putting in a bogus email address. Always click save and continue. Pay attention to this note here. Notify this person that you have chosen him or her to be your healthcare agent. When you go to sign your document, and we know that you have a lot of information to work here. So we know that completing an advanced care plan online in one setting is not realistic. But when you go to sign your document, after you have everything in place, your healthcare agent will be sent an email saying that they have been assigned to be your healthcare agent, and they have to accept the responsibility of being your healthcare agent. So make sure you have that conversation with your healthcare agent prior to you signing this document. The healthcare agent will have access to your account once they set up their email address. So I showed you how to set up your email account. That's the only thing that the healthcare agent needs to do, which is their first name, last name, username, and excuse me, their date of birth, and hit submit. And then they will have access to your advanced care plan. In addition, if you share your username or your password, they will have access to the account. So make sure you notify them. So now you see where I have just added Miss First Person as my aunt. This is probably one of the most easiest websites I've ever used. It's user friendly.
So user friendly.
It is. I mean, that was simple, right? And then let's just say Miss First Person gets ill, or she has something that's going on in her life, and she's like, Val, I just can't handle it right now. You just come in here and you just delete it.
Easy.
And she's gone. Easy peasy, right? Just remember to always, when you work in this area, to do save and continue. Another area is my advanced care goals. And Mary, let me know when my time is getting near.
Okay, you're
under
good.
This, okay, under this, the first thing it says is what is important to you. I stressed to you earlier, it's about me. It's about you. It's about what I want. It's about the care I want. So if being able to feed, bathe, and take care of myself is a number one priority, these are default priorities, right? But let's just say it's no longer a priority for me. All I did was click on this button and it automatically populates down to the gray area. The green area is priorities. The gray area is, I can take it or I can leave it. If being free from pain is important, I just click on it and it populates here. If I decide being free from pain is number one, I click on this area here. You see where my hand changed? And I can drag this all over the place. Okay. But that's number one. So now I've moved being free from pain from here to here. Again, if that's no longer important, I just click on it and it populates here. If none of this is working for me, this is a free area. I can type my choices here. I can put my children here. Okay, so you can do a lot of things in this area. Questions here: address your religion, your beliefs. If you want palliative care and supportive services, you can address that here. If someone is like, well, what is palliative care? You can click on this guide, which is this orange area, this orange tab. You have glossaries here that help you with the conversation.
That is brilliant. I'm so glad that you all thought of that, because really there are so many terms that someone not in the industry has no idea.
Right, exactly.
What they really mean. So,
right. And again, like you said, we don't provide medical advice. This kind of helps you with some of the language.
Definitions. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And this again is the guide that's here. Once you see this orange area, you just click on that area. Okay. And the area is my preferences and specific circumstances. I think COVID-19 is specific enough. And so this area is an area that is loaded with medical terminology. And again, you have your guide here. On this page, you have 5, I believe, questions. You cannot answer question 1 and 2 and then do save and continue. You have to take some time on this page and answer each question in order for this to save. Okay. So again, you cannot answer question one and say, oh, I'll get back to it later. If you
Yeah.
leave out, question one is not going to be saved. So make sure when you go to this page, and this is a very detailed medically terminology dedicated page. So you want to make sure you take some time here. What I love about this page is this discussion guide at the bottom of this page. You can click on the discussion guide, and this will help drive your conversation with your family members, because we may have already have in mind what we're going to say, but a lot of times when you get in discussions, it'll veer off and you forget
Mhm.
back,
Mhm.
and so
Yeah.
this will help you stay on course with your family members and talking to your doctors. If you are doing a televisit with your doctor, just log into your account and bring this up and have the conversation with your doctors. Or if you're going in person, print it out, download it to your computer, and print it out and take it in hand. Or if you're having a family time together, use this to have the conversation with your family member. We're talking about palliative care. We talk about severe brain injury. Have you thought about autopsy and organ donation? So a lot of things you may not have really thought about. And this 5-page document will help you drive the conversation. And again, this discussion guide is at the end of, it's the last option on this page that says my specific my preferences in specific circumstances. Area you can
That is
go,
excellent. I love
yeah,
that.
you can
Discussion
go,
guide.
yeah, you can
Yeah.
go to my contacts. I have a 29-year-old son. I don't want him running all over the place to find my attorney's information, my CPA information, my medical information. So I can list those persons here so he can have everything in place and just making people's lives as simple as possible. And you can also give these individuals, when you add the new contact, you can give them the type of access you want them to have to view your account. So like I have may have my CPA here, but I don't my tax person doesn't need to know my medical information. So on this area, I can say share all documents, give this person no access. And again, if the person is not working for me, I can just delete them and take them out of my contact list. Okay, simple, simple, simple. I'm going to go back to my dashboard, which is the area we landed in. I'm going to take about 2 minutes to show you how to upload a paper document.
Great.
We have people who have living wills, they have most forms, they have various types of 5 wishes, advanced directives. So remember, this is the area we landed in initially.
Mhm.
You don't want to do anything here. The only thing I would suggest you do is put in your healthcare agent. Leave everything else alone if you're going to upload a advanced directive. So you will go to this beautiful area that says quick links. You see document upload. You click on document upload. You give your document a name. You select one of these branded forms to try to match your document as close as possible. You want to keep in mind this is a a a um, a flag for you that I want you to remember. Doctors don't have time to go through various revisions of your advanced directive. Make sure that you have the most current date that you want the doctor to honor you by here. So make sure your recent document has the most recent date, because when your doctor go in, he's not going to go back to what you have 2 months, what you did 2 months ago. He's going to go with what you have today. Okay.
Mhm.
Keep that in mind. You want to click select a file. It will ask you what file do you want me to go to on your computer. You click on the file that's in your computer and you upload your advanced directive. So in this case, what I did was I filled out a paper 5 wishes, because a lot of people are familiar with 5 wishes. And I scanned this into my computer and I selected the file that I just showed you from my computer, and I uploaded this paper advanced care plan. Because who takes their advanced care plan to dinner? No one. So if you get caught at dinner choking and you have a medical emergency and you go to the hospital, your advanced care plan is at home in a safe deposit box, or it's in your glove compartment and no one knows
Yeah.
how to honor you. In this case, if this is uploaded to the Voice Your Choice online platform, guess what? This is here for you if you have a medical emergency. I did something really neat. I also wrote a love letter to my family members and I uploaded it
Very nice.
with my phone.
Oh,
I took a picture of this with my phone and I used my USB cable and I connected my phone to my computer and I selected this file and I have a love note. You can write a letter of forgiveness. I mean, it's 2021. Think outside of the box.
all
So
right.
So I'm
Um,
just gonna stop right now, Mary, and I can hang on our website if anyone wants me to go into that. And I think after this, I only have 2 more slides in my presentation and I'm done.
okay, so we have about 5 minutes of presentation left, and then we have
Okay.
some questions coming in.
Okay, so is there any questions where anyone wants me to stay on the website?
Not yet, not that I'm seeing.
Okay, okay. So you see the PowerPoint presentation now?
Yes. Mhm.
Okay. So a lot of people has asked us the difference between advanced care planning and the most. The most is really for older adults who are having, they're at risk with life-threatening clinical issues. The most is filled out by your doctor. It is not filled out about you. So it doesn't empower you. It's a medical order from your doctor. The EMS team responds to a MOLS form. And again, it's when you are, having critical illnesses that you are dealing with, life-threatening illnesses. It does not appoint an a healthcare agent for you. It does not appoint a healthcare agent for you. An advanced care plan, that's what we've been talking about all day. It applies to anyone that's 18 years and older. You fill it out. It's a legal document. It appoints your healthcare agent, and the medical emergency team does not respond to an advanced care plan if they come to your home. This is how your document is viewed with your doctor. Now, this is a question that comes up, so I'm just going to go ahead and answer it now. How does the doctor know that I have an advanced care plan? In the state of Maryland, we have been blessed with our legislators wanting advanced care plan to be very easy for Marylanders. And so we have a system, or doctors have a system. All doctors, all states have something that is called a health information exchange system. It's a database. It's a third-party database where our EMR records, our electronic medical records, are stored. Okay. In the state of Maryland, our third-party database is called CRISP. All doctors are required to be connected to an electronic healthcare exchange system. In the state of Maryland, through CRISP, a doctor can pull up your advanced care plan that's connected electronically through the Voice Your Choice program. If you travel outside of the state of Maryland, whatever, if you go to Florida, whatever the health exchange system is, a doctor should be able to pull in your advanced care plan through this Voice Your Choice account because this is a website. It travels you everywhere. But in the state of Maryland, our
Okay.
exchange server or database is called Chris, and this is how your doctor will see your information.
So depending on the state that I'm in, when I go to voiceyourchoice.org and create my directive, if I'm in Florida, it automatically goes to the Florida clearinghouse, if you will, database.
Yeah,
If I'm in Vermont, it goes to Vermont. If I'm in Maryland, it goes to Chris.
Yes, he
So
should.
anyone in the country can use the Voice Your Choice platform, correct?
Right, exactly. That's correct. That's correct.
Perfect. Okay. And there's nothing that the user needs to do. It's automatically populated into the medical database.
Right.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and
I
anytime
love
you make any
technology.
changes, anytime you make any changes to your advanced care plan and update it, remember this happens 24 hours after you create your account.
Okay.
So things are updated, so it covers your medical emergencies if you go anywhere.
Terrific.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we ready for questions?
We are ready for questions.
Okay, let's get started. Our very first question, cute slide, is, and I have to move it over. Can the advance directive help determine what happens to the children? I have clients that the family member, such as a single mother or father, who is the caregiver of the client. So it is a concern to me that what if something happens to the parent caregiver?
So
I think what they're asking is, can your final wishes for your children be included in your advance directive on voiceyourchoice.org?
remember, we target those 18 years and older because we consider them adults and they are making their own decisions. So anyone younger than 18 is not a legal adult. So you would make those choices on their behalf because they are not adults at that time. So am I answering the question, interpreting the question?
What if it's an adult child? It looks.
If it's an adult child and they're 18 years and older, then they need to create their advanced care plan.
Oh, I see what he's saying. Okay, so what if you have, my nephew is autistic, he's 30 years old. Can his parent, my sister, create his advanced care directive for him?
You can, I would suggest you go online and sit with him. Or if he is in another state, have a Zoom conversation if you have the ability to do that, or do it the old-fashioned way and create an advanced care plan with him online. He's going to you can put the signature because the signature is online. You can put the signature in on his behalf, and then make whoever he determines to be the healthcare agent. But you definitely want to have him on the line and going through each one of those tabs so that you're honoring his preferences.
Right. Okay. Does the advanced care plan cost anything? What's the cost involved in all of this?
It is absolutely
Free. We love the word free.
Yeah, and when you go to the voiceyourchoice.org website to start the on the green button, but everything that's on that voiceyourchoice.org website, and it's loaded with so many resources. Everything is free. It's free every day, 365 days. Yeah, it's free.
It is wonderful. What a wonderful resource. Okay. If the person I designate lives far away, should I have a local person as a backup, or should I ask a local person first?
I would ask the local person first just because the doctor would just contact them, and it just makes it easier if they need to come to the hospital. But you know, with everything electronic now, anyone can be
Yeah.
contacted anywhere. But my preference is my sister is in Florida, but like I said, I have my son here and I have my girlfriend here. So it's your preference and it's what's important to you. And so you have to make that choice for yourself. But for me, I'm more comfortable with having my healthcare agent in the same state that I'm in, just in case they need to go in when we open back up to advocate for me.
Uh, okay, in person, yeah. Okay, next question. Where do I find the five wishes document?
Five Wishes, when COVID hit, it was really free. I think it's now maybe $5 or $15. And the website is fivewishes.org, I believe. Or you can Google it if you have the ability to do that. And you can, it's a downloadable form and you just download it and print it out. Or it may even be fillable, where you can fill out the form right while you're sitting on your computer and then download it and print it out.
Okay,
Fivewishes.org.
fivewishes.org. Okay. If I travel a lot for work, will a doctor in a different state, have access to my voice your choice information?
He will. What you need to do if you have a medical emergency on the website, I'm gonna see if I can go back to it. Um, on the website, if you go to the dashboard area, we also suggest that if you have an Apple phone, you can download a wallet card here. You see this
Oh, yeah, yeah.
here?
Hmm.
You click on that, it goes to your computer, you print it out, you put this wallet card in your pocketbook or on your person, you know, and you
Nice.
can take that with you. Um, if you have it with you, they can just scan it in when you get to the hospital and they'll have access to your advanced care plan.
Terrific. Does the directive need a witness?
Hey, I have some smart people in the audience today.
We have, yes, our clients in our community is very, very smart.
Yes, they are. In the state of Maryland, if you use the paper document like the Five Wishes, it needs to be witnessed on the Voice Your Choice website because it is an online platform. It does not need to be witnessed. So you don't have to worry about going into the bank or trying to find a notary to sit down and witness this document, especially with COVID-19. We're trying to stay as far away from people as we can. And so you don't have to worry about getting your online advanced care plan or your advanced directive witnessed by anyone.
All right. Now we do have Lauren has a question. She has her hand raised. So Lauren, I need you to unmute and then you can ask your question or type it in. It doesn't look like you are unmuted. Okay, so for some reason, oh, you ready, Lauren?
Are you asking for John Simpkins instead of Lauren?
Actually, I was asking for Lauren, but John, if your hand was raised as well, you go ahead.
Thank you. My question is regards the Maryland Attorney General website, which has a guide for Maryland law, planning for future health care decisions, and I'm staring at it right now online. And my question is whether or not this document and your document spliced together, meaning that they are compatible, or you can borrow from one and put them all together into one. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. And I'm speaking with John.
Yes.
Hi, John. How are you? Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
What we recommend, John, is when you decide if you're going to use the Attorney General's form, we suggest the only thing you do on the Voice Your Choice platform is to assign a health agent. Make sure that's the same healthcare agent that you have on the Attorney General's form. And then fill out the Attorney General's form and upload that to the Voice Your Choice.
Right.
And don't worry about filling out any of the other tabs that I showed you. You don't want two documents to be in conflict with one another. So just make sure that your healthcare agent on your Attorney General Advanced Directive and the healthcare agent on the Voice Your Choice platform is the same. Fill out the Attorney General's form and upload it to our platform, and then sign the Advanced Care Directive where I showed you under my documents where it says sign. Make sure you sign it. Make sure you notify your healthcare agent. You can also print it out so that you can have everything in one place again, but don't have two different documents conflicting with one another. So anytime you're doing a paper advanced care plan, just make sure that your healthcare agent is the same on both documents, and then upload your paper document, and don't do anything else on the Voice Your Choice platform. Did that answer your question?
I have a second piece of complexity. I also have another form which is provided by my HMO, which is Kaiser Permanente. It has a fairly good model, which is probably compliant with yours. So I can probably splice some of that information into whatever I decide to upload into your form. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Make sure that you, if you want to take some language from your Kaiser Permanente or upload your Kaiser Permanente form, you can upload your Kaiser Permanente form, but just make sure whichever your primary document is that you want the doctor to use, that be your most creative date that you have, so the doctor will know, okay, I'm going to go to the Attorney General form to use to guide his care. I won't worry about the Kaiser Permanente. Now, if there's language that you absolutely want to have from the Kaiser Permanente that you're not seeing on Voice Your Choice, use some of those open text boxes that you saw me typing in. But if the Attorney General doesn't deal with your religion, or your Kaiser Permanente form doesn't deal with your religion, then use the free text area and type in your religion and your beliefs on the Voice Your Choice platform. And that way, see, it's not covered in the Attorney General's form, it's not covered in the Kaiser Permanente form, so then there's no conflict between the forms.
Thank you, ma'am.
I think that the document upload feature is really just one of the best features of the whole darn thing.
Yeah.
Everything can be in one place. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's terrific. We did have a question. How do you spell the health exchange system in Maryland? I think it's CRISP, right, Chris? CRISP?
CRISP, CRISP.
Yeah, great. All right, are there any other final questions? Let me take a quick look at that. No, I think we hit all of them in the Q&A. I don't see anything else in the chat. My goodness, Val, as always, this is the second time that I have heard the presentation, and I always walk away with, another little nugget of info. So this has been just fabulous. So I do thank you for joining us today. And voiceyourchoice.org is the website, and Val had her contact info up. I'm sure there's a contact us button if you have questions when you're going through it as well. As for us at Visiting Angels, we will be back again March the 10th. I cannot believe it's already going to be March.
Yes.
And with our next coffee chat, we are going to be talking about how with our new safety monitoring system and telehealth platform, you and your loved ones can have enhance your in-home care and actually end up with 24-hour care. So it is going to be a good one. We will send out that invite. We will send the recording link. I do see one more chat box, but it's not coming up. It went away. Hold on. Thank you. So Val has put in voiceyourchoice.org into the chat box. And again, I'm Mary Ellen Wilson. If you need us at Visiting Angels, please do reach out and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you, everyone.